Hey, what's up everyone? Just wanted to make a detailed video on the order block strategy. I made a short earlier today and this will be more detailed. So OBs or order blocks, what are they? Whenever you're in a trend, an OB is when you're using a previous high and it's being retested as a higher low. So anytime you're retesting a prior high and it's being turned into a higher low, that's an OB. So in this case, you see the trend, we have a higher high, we break it, and then retesting it. And what would be the ideal scenario is that this is used as support and you're getting a good bounce out of it and you take profit at the previous high. Now, if you wanted to hold runners, you can if you know the draw on liquidity is much higher. So the best way to do this, I wrote it down. Wait for a shift or confirm trend. Look for a down close candle and bid on the first test. First test is the best test and sell at previous high. I should probably add that. Wait for a shift and wait for down close candle to be used as support. All right, so I'll get into that in a minute. So looking at the price actions today, we have the, just to mention, it works best in trend. It's not really gonna work in chop. So any kind of correction behavior, we really don't wanna be in it because like you can't, what are you gonna do in this? Nothing really. So, I mean, you could argue that you can be in this, but it's not gonna give you as many setups as if you're in trend. You can argue that this is a pretty good order block too, but it's better for in trend. So first rule or first step, wait for a shift in structure. So that's the first confirmation that you're gonna be in trend. The second confirmation is you wanna wait for this down close candle. And why? Why is that? Because it's a high. I guess you could just say, yeah, just put it lower. It could be a lower high. All right, and then you can use the wick or the body. It doesn't matter. If you're really bullish, then just use the body. But this general area from the wick to the body, you're gonna see it. You're gonna want to see it being used as support, turning this into a higher low. All right, you see that? So lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low. Let me do that again. Lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, and it goes. Okay. It's also known as a breaker, but we're talking about order blocks right now. So once you have that, you get your second confirmation that the trend is intact. Now, once the trend is intact, you're gonna wait for the next series of down close candles or red candles, and you're gonna draw a line where the body or general body / wicks are. So you can do the line or you can do it like this. It doesn't really matter, it's just up to you and how you wanna do it. So in this case, we know that the first test is always the best test, right? So you see how we test this previous higher high is now a higher low. And it's tested twice. So that's a tongue twister. It's tested twice, so but we only want to test the first time. So let's go in replay mode and let's say we're right here. All right, and we're in this general area. So let's say I'm longing, and then I just want to TP at. You can use the wick, but if you want to be safer, then use the body. So, and then I forgot to mention, you want to set your stop like this. I would use this candle as your stop. All right, so it's pretty good RR, 3.89, and it's gonna hit because we saw it. All right, so now the best part or the best strategy I would say is just taking profit at the highs, at least half or at least something, in case it doesn't keep going. But if you know the draw on liquidity is much higher and you're very bullish or bearish and you know where the trend is going, you can hold runners and see that they'll pay a lot. Now, if it tests it a second time, I'm not really looking to long that. I mean, you can. In this scenario, let's say we do. So let's wait. Yeah, now it's too late. So, okay, right here. So let's say we buy that, and then if you wanted to double dip, right? I'll probably just go to this high because the second test is not as good. But let's say you went to the same TP, then it would validate. All right, so those two scalps right there, they already put you at $3,700 on the day. which is pretty good. That's probably like a paycheck for most people, a monthly paycheck even. But now that we break this, right, we have a break of structure, and you want to see if this is tested as an order block. But because there's such a big gap, I don't really think it's gonna test again. So let's just wait and see. Yeah, when you have an FVG or this gap, it's probably gonna just dip into this. And if you're a FVG trader, I know we're talking about OBs, but just in case, then it's gonna try to dip into the CE or the 0.5, the consequent encroachment. But we're not really gonna get into it because it's not gonna get there. Yeah, so it dips, it barely gets in. All right, now I want to talk about this real quick. So now, because we missed this, we will have a chance to get in here, and you're basically just longing every single series of up-down candles, right? So this would be the next setup, and you keep doing it until it fails. So I would be longing like this, and I would take profit up here. Now let's see if we get it. All right, here we go. You're in 5 contracts. And the beauty of it is that your stop loss is always defined because you know the start of the trend is right here, or the start of the up down part, right? So let's say you TP'd, oh, I guess it's too late now, but you TP'd another just at the top. All right, now you have another OB up here. And you just keep repeating it. All right, so this time we're not gonna get it. We're not gonna get it. Let's see if there's another one or not. Okay, now you're kind of getting, so this OB, this body, you see how the body's closing above these down series of candles? Right now it's not, so it's implying that's gonna get confirmed. Okay, so there you go. We're gonna confirm break of structure. It's getting confirmed as order block. Let's say if we do get back to here, you wanted to scalp it one more time. Just keep doing it until it fails. All right, you see there, I'll be a buyer, and the wicks are okay. The wicks are okay. So this probably would have stopped you out. All right, so well, actually, you would have entered and then it would have bounced. But it would have stopped you out for 2.5 points, which is not bad. And then let's see, I'll TP again at the highs. You see how this one wouldn't have stopped you out, but there you go. You see how strong order blocks can be. Now I showed you, well, how many setups was that? It's like one. Let's do it again. So it's 1, and then we double dipped. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 setups today. So that's basically 4 setups, and it gave you $5,700. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, and that's all in a span of like what, macro sessions. So from 10:30 to 11:10, so 45 minutes. That's pretty good. Now, you see how strong $5,700 is in a day, in 40 minutes. Now imagine you did that on 20 accounts, and none of this is trading advice. Please trade your own risk, but the best way is to use prop firms. This is for educational purposes only. Just wanted to get that out there. Now we saw what it looks like on the buy side of the curve. Let's see what it looks like on the sell side of the curve. Okay, so right now it's not going to give any more OBs. It would give you some FVGs to trade. So right now we're starting to see a shift, right? So you got a shift, and if it had retested this, it would go down, but because the market was turning, it didn't give a chance. So, and that's fine. That's fine. So now we know the order flow is bearish because we have this shift. So now we're just gonna wait. We're waiting. Okay, so remember, what was the first rule or first step? Let's bring it over. Wait for a shift or confirm trend. So you have a shift, wait for a down close candle to be used to support. So right now, I can invert it. If you're having a hard time seeing on the sell side of the curve, you can always invert the chart. So let's see. And then I'm just gonna get rid of all this. Okay. So now we're on the sell side of the curve. We have a change in signature CISD, and now we also have a shift or a market structure break. And you can see this is being used as support, right? But let's say we're not looking at this side, we're waiting. Okay, so you could say that this is also an order block, but we haven't confirmed yet that the down close candle, in this case the green candle, is being used as support. So I wouldn't be taking this setup yet, and I'll show you why. Now let's say you did take the setup right here, all right, and you put stops to even, and let's see how it pans out. I'm gonna sell 5 normal size, and then you say you put your stop loss here and you TP up here. Okay, and let's see how it plays out. Let's see, it stopped out. And do you understand why it was stopped out? It's because this order block right here, this down close candle, wasn't being used as support yet, so it's not valid. You have to wait for it to be used. So in this trend, this has never been used as support. The difference between this trend and this trend is you can see this lower high is used as support. All right, nowhere in here has it been used yet, so we don't have confirmation. There's nowhere to use an order block in this area. The only time that we have confirmation is this OB right here. You can also argue that this OB right here was used, but this is the very first time. So going back to the bearish side, the sell side of the curve, let's see. All right, so I'll pause right there. Now this is also giving the first confirmation that this is order block. Now we're waiting. Nothing yet, not giving any entries. Okay, now you're getting something. Now it's retesting because we already broke, and now we've confirmed that this is an order block. We need a second confirmation that this is gonna push off. All right, so let's say you just wanted to sell because you're taking pre-confirmation. It's holding right now. Oh, let me show the setup too, I forgot. So you long here, and then you put your stop like that, targeting prior high. All right, now you see how it's holding and pushing off. That's how it's confirming the order block. All right. And throughout the day, you don't have to take the same normal size. I just want to point that out. All right, testing again. And there you go. All right, I forgot the TP. So you don't always have to take the high. You can always TP at some bounce, always the first bounce. Most of the time, the first bounce is going to give at least a 0.5, so at least whatever that is. 0.5 of the move from the top to the bottom. So that's pretty good so far. It's a pretty good day. Did it take profit? Am I tripping? Okay, there we go. All right, now we have 2 order blocks at the same time, which is pretty good confluence. Let's say you short right there. You take the setup. Oops, forgot to TP. And there you go. Now, you would pretty much be done for the day. I wouldn't recommend over trading because $10,000 in a day, that's pretty good. If you were to take if you were just going to take order blocks, even with you getting stopped out earlier around here, it's still valid. Like, it's a really good strategy, and hopefully you guys learn from this video of compounding your gains. You don't even need to take 5 contracts. I'm actually just take 1 to 2 contracts at a time, and then you just consistently take the same setup. You predetermine your risk, and then you just target the highs every single time. All right. You would be profitable in no time. So that's OBs, and then hopefully you guys learned, and I will be doing my own scalping strategy on this in the near future, and I will be updating you how it goes. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like and a sub, and follow me on my socials on Twitter, TikTok, and IG. So that's it for today, and peace.